Hey guys, for today's video, I'm going to be playing Garen in the top lane. I'm running Teleport Flash, Conquer, Resolve for my setup. And in today's video, I hope to teach you how to get an S+ on Garen. And in general, play the champion well, play the champion correctly, as well as play his top lane, everything the right way. So, the best keystone, in my opinion, for general use is Conquer. The secondary runes can change. I like going Sorcery if I'm taking something like Ignite. Going Nimbus Cloak and Celerity for the extra move speed. For this setup though, I'm going TP, and we're going to be going a little bit safer, a little bit less aggressive. And the reason is, Garen is actually, Garen can be strong in early levels, right? I'm sure you've, lost to Garen spinning on you with his level 2 power spike, queuing into you, spinning, getting a good trade, potentially saving all in with Ignite. But actually, Garen's strength actually is in levels and attack speed. So the more levels and attack speed that he gets, the more damage he does with the spin, as well as the longer the game goes on going into the mid-game, Garen is insanely strong. Because he gains armor and magic resist from his W just by last-hitting minions. So, actually, last-hitting minions and making sure to try to get as many last hits as possible is just really fundamental to Garen's kit. Just why a lot of people consider him to be the best noob champion team. So, you go and hit Cho'Gath there, take away his bone plating. I'm going to set this wave to shove in to Cho'Gath's turret. I don't want to shove this wave all the way in. I want to wait for one more wave to stack. And then I'm going to place a ward and look to see where Kane's coming from. Kane has a couple ways he can get top, just because he can walk through walls. You can ward here, or you can even ward down here to see if he tries to loop around and cut behind this wall. So Garen has a couple ways of getting a lot of CS, which CS is a big part of getting an S+. He has a Q for an auto-attack reset. He has a spin, which can AoE clear waves pretty quickly. Once you get a little bit of attack speed, a little bit of damage. Okay, just as I was going to ward, there's the Kane. The Kane couldn't really gank here, because I had so many minions, which is why it's typically good when you're shoving. You want to make sure that you're trying to avoid the potential chance of getting ganked. Trying to shove in with your opponent in lane. Try to stack the wave as much as possible. That's what Cho'Gath is doing here, stacking the wave. I also want the wave to be on my side of the lane, because on my side of the lane, I'm a lot safer. So, as far as wave management goes, you see, I'm just last hitting the minions here. I'm not going crazy, just hitting the minions whenever. I'm only hitting them at the last possible second to grab the CS, grab the gold, and then I'm getting out. Missed that melee minion there, that's unfortunate. I got creep blocked a little bit. So we do know that Kane's topside, because we saw him here briefly. Shove this in. Right, I'm going to thin out this wave. So when the wave gets a little bit too big, make sure to take it down a peg. That way Cho'Gath doesn't get the wave all the way crashing into the turret. So what I'm setting up here is called a freeze. Letting the wave shove into you, but not all the way into your turret, where the wave will reset and start pushing back to him. I'm just going to do this. I'll hit him up with a little bit of spin damage. I do have Conquer, and actually I've noticed he has run out of mana. Conquer, I have the all-in potential. And just spin him and he's dead. You don't have to get kills for an S+, by the way. You can get 200 CS by 20 minutes, roughly around there. And that by itself, just getting really good CS, is that plus a little bit of kill participation, getting a couple assists from lane for your team. That's typically good enough to get an S+. Let me go and take a step back. I do have TP, so I'm going to reset. So, if you notice, I didn't take attack speed on my runes. I took double attack damage. And the reason for that is because attack speed coming from your runes does not help Garen gain any damage from his spin. It's only runes that come from his items that he builds during the game. They did this so you won't stack stuff like Lethal Tempo. to just kind of abuse the attack speed factor of his spin. That way, you're more so going to build kind of bruiser kind of tank. Now, I was able to kill Cho'Gath there just because he was fighting me in so many minions. That's a common mistake that people make. Make sure that you fight within your own minions, and don't try to fight your opponent if he has just so many minions. That plus, Garen has a lot of damage. You got that level 6 power spike, good to go. So I didn't end up taking Demolish, just because I plan on just like shoving the wave and trying to get Demolish procs. So this is a good setup if you're against a CC tank, just because you get the unflinching for Cho'Gath is a little bit slows with his E, and his Q will slow after the knockup. Plus they have a couple slows with Kane's W, they have Nami who has a couple slows, Kog'Maw has his E that's slow. So the unflinching helps a lot with the tenacity and slow resist to stick on my targets. Let's see. Let's try to take a trade. I'm level 7, he's level 6. I'll take a big trade there. And this is what Garen's good at. Look at how much health that I took compared to him. I didn't even have to use my W there. If I thought Cho'Gath was going to trade a little bit harder back into me, I would use my W in anticipation to cut down on any damage. Since not only do I get a little bit of a shield, but I also get a bunch of damage reduction. So when I'm taking a Q like that, I'll go ahead and use my W. That way I can reduce the duration of the slow. I don't have ulti yet. Go and play small ward. Kog'Maw is getting huge damage. 5-0. Wonder if he's just trying to farm stacks on me. So what I could do, I don't have to shove this in. One, because I know Kane's top, I don't want to overextend. I don't think he can kill me just because it looks like he's going blue Kane, because he's going straight dark and all that. I've got a good amount of CS, I got 69 CS at 8 minutes. Usually around 80 CS by 10 minutes is a good mark. Wow, is it? Wait. Oh, it's a Jhin mid. Interesting. I keep it Taco has an influence here, I guess. I've seen him run Jhin mid a few times. It can be pretty good, especially against like a melee like Talon. Victory awaits. So just like in the Trin video that I posted last night, like leading off with an auto attack, I was pretty close to getting the all in. I'm just gonna go and run away. My team's pretty close by. I think I kill him just by spinning, by the way. If I saw my Shyvana on the minimap coming up. If I knew she had, she didn't have ulti, then I wouldn't have done. Or yeah, she needs to proc her passive so she have ulti. Because I see the ulti bar here that's available. Yeah, I didn't realize it actually was there. The other thing about getting an S+ on Garen. Basically, don't die. So make sure that you're not, making mistakes like as Cho'Gath made. Don't fight in too many minions. Make sure to manage your waves. Make sure to ward. Spot out jungler, just kind of like I had that pink ward there. To spot out the Kane and the Jhin coming up. In this game, I'm going to be building Stridebreaker. I think there are a couple options on Garen, but I think Stridebreaker, I think you can build it every game, and it's not going to be bad. Maybe in some games where, like, maybe you're already sticking out to your opponent pretty well, maybe something like Trinity Force would be pretty good. I've even seen Gore Drinker on Garen, and I think Gore Drinker is receiving a buff patch, or at least a change it into Garen's favor. Which I think might make it a little bit better. But I think Stridebreaker is pretty good, helps you stick onto squishy targets, like this Kog'Maw who's building a Phantom Dancer, the Jhin who's most likely going to be building the Swifty Boots. Pretty good. So, the Cho'Gath went ahead and roamed. I would suggest, like, as a top laner in general, don't roam super early, especially if you're not playing a roaming champ. Now, if you're playing something like Camille, sure, roam to your heart's content. But if you're playing more a mobile champions top lane, say if you're playing a tank, Playing something like Garen, you're playing Trin. Stay in lane, farm it up. If your opponent leaves, punish them by getting yourself tons of gold in terms of plates, especially since I took Demolish this game. I actually am going to be getting First Blood Turret here at 11 minutes. So I'm going to be insanely fed. Get this wave in. I'm going to use my whip just for a little bit extra wave clear. I don't even need to whip. Do it. Helps speed up just a little bit, especially on the cannon wave. FTP, I'm going to be looking for a play here. So, my next favorite item on Garen after ATP here. That Kog'Maw is dead. Let me kill the Nami. I'm just going to ult him so I don't waste any time. I want to get this wave shoved out ASAP. Plus, I'm probably not going to be using my ultimate anytime soon. So, after you shove in the wave, you can look for TP spots like I did there. So, the reason why that was good TP... I mean, obviously I got the kills, right? And they were pretty overextended. But also, biggest thing is I shoved in top wave before I went and roam. If you don't shove the wave before you roam, what's going to happen is you're going to lose a lot of gold and experience on top side when you go in TP. You remember how Cho'Gath had roamed mid? And he didn't shove top wave before then? So what ended up happening... Oh, I need to run, by the way. That Kog'Maw hurts. I think I'm okay. Run! So Cho'Gath had roamed mid earlier, right? And I took his turret. That's exactly what can happen if you TP without shoving in the wave first. Your opponent can just get a bunch of stuff in the back end. So in this case, my Ashe went and covered top, since I TP bottom and stayed bottom to shove in the wave and get plates. That's exactly what she should do. Especially since Cho'Gath's a little bit behind, and the Ashe... I don't know if she can kill Cho'Gath, but she's definitely not in danger of Cho'Gath, which is a big thing. I'm going to be staying bot for the meantime. Try to get kills onto Kog'Maw. Nice, got Shyvana on a double kill. So you notice my CS, 130 CS, 13 minutes. That's, I mean, I am on pace to get an S+. So the only thing that prevent me from getting an S+ right now, oh wow, I actually missed that play. That's very unfortunate. So the only thing prevent me from getting an S+ now is probably just dying a few times. Which not only is going to hurt you in game because you're going to give a lot of gold to your opponent, especially since I'm worth 600 gold. But also hurt your ability to get that spot so you can get that mastery token. Let's go. So it's usually a good indicator as far as like whether you play the game decently or not. I didn't have to flash her, it's pretty good. I was considering flashing. I noticed I was able to get my Q off in time before it expired, just by using my Stride Breaker to get close. And that's why Stride Breaker is so good, just helping you get onto those ranged squishy targets. And even against a tank like Cho'Gath, it can help me like dodge skill shots, like say if he uses his Q like he did there, you can dodge it, and stay on top of him. I don't have to ulti here, so I'm not going to. Nice. Now, I have saved my ulti and my flash for this play here. Nice. I was about to ulti, but then I saw talent come over the wall. Don't want to just straight up KS if he already has that. And I call it KS because it's like using an ability that I don't have to just to get the kill. You don't need to waste your ulti. So, for the build, Zerkers is a must just because you get the attack speed is so good. I already have a bunch of tenacity from Legend Tenacity, Unflinching, MW, and especially against Cho'Gath, I don't need tabbies. Oh, is he convincing? Oh, wait, what the? Okay, I was wondering why he's delaying. Snake? I thought you were giving it to me! Tell me a oh, what the? Oh my gosh, that Cogman does so much damage! Oh my gosh, I actually thought that was gonna kill me. Actually, even heal me. Okay, let's go back. Got a gold. So, I mean, their main carry is the Kog'Maw. He's pretty fed, but we're pretty fed too, so we're able to cut him down. So, next time I'm going to build is, we can go to Steric's Gauge. We can also build a little bit of MR with a Negatron. I'm actually going to do a little bit next. I want the MR because their main source of damage is going to be coming from the magic damage coming from Kog'Maw's W. He has physical damage as well, but that's why I got the armor from damage. But just even a little bit of MR on top of what my W is giving me is probably going to be enough, so I'm not getting absolutely shredded. I'm just getting a little bit shredded. If Kog'Maw's in side lane like this, I can beat him up. So, as far as rotations in the mid game, look to take stacked waves toward E. Pushing up. This guy is greedy. He might have to. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Bye, Kog'Maw. Oh. So, even though the exhaust came through from Nami, exhaust does not reduce the damage coming from true damage, like my ulti. So, I got the Kog'Maw to the execute range in time, so I was able to kill him. I think that the Negatron actually saved me there, especially since Nami adds in a lot of magic damage too. So another important thing, like if you notice with that Nami skill shot, while I'm spinning, I'm not just right-clicking on my opponent and spinning towards them. I'm making sure to try to juke any skill shots coming my way while I'm spinning and dealing damage to them. Okay. So I use my Stride Picker as a little bit of a dash to get away from one of the skill shots, and then I just kind of... I try to predict where the other skill shots are coming down at. Gosh, this guy does so much... He's level 10 and level 14, and I'm owned by damage. And he's not squishy. He's not so squishy where I'm just gonna like bursting him instantly, just because he has the Nami shields and heal. Oh no. Nice. Oh wow! I think the Shyvana E on the ground killed the Kane. I'm gonna leave that for Talon. Wait. I think my tramp saves me. That was a very good Ash arrow to lead off that fight. Alright, let's go down and let's grab the Infernal Dragon. Okay, they went ahead and surrendered. Anyways, I would have built Steric's after that. After that, probably a Force of Nature. But there you go. There's the runes, the build, and generally how to play Garen to the maximum effect to go ahead and get the S+. Hopefully you guys took a tip or two from this video to add into your own games. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. It really does help me out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.